Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Presented by Scott Credit Union, your St. Louis Blues.
BlueNote Fan Report! Aloha and mahalo! This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, coming to you from live at Cussamono's Bar in Maplewood. I finally got that right, screwing it up. Thank you for showing up tonight. We are doing, this is my bread and butter show. This is where I go on and I talk about hockey. For a pregame show, we'll talk about the upcoming game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are considered one of the Cup favorites. At least I talked about it last night. I think that they're going to break through. Tonight, the Young Guns. We have Tarasenko, O'Reilly, Krug, among others, sitting out tonight. So we've got to deal with the Young Guns. Kairu's in. Thomas, you have Androff. The guy I call Androff from back in school, he's here. You have Neighbors coming up. Neighbors getting some more time. This is going to be a fun night. And it's actually, it's a little too far over. Might want to put it right up here behind me there. Put the Cussamonos right by it too. There we go. So it'll show. There we go. I am out at Cussamono's Bar. First of all, let me bring this big guy on here. Let me bring him on here. He's turning around. He's putting the thing up. Nick, first of all, this is Nick here. This is the owner of Cussamono's, and Nick is a great guy, and I got to just say thank you. You have treated me like nothing but a king here tonight.
Italian hospitality.
Well, I greatly appreciate it, bud.
We have everybody here. I mean, we're having a great time. All your buddies are here from your high school.
Oh, yeah. We got
my mom went to high school at Cleveland.
Yeah, you were telling me that, but that a little bit before our time. So thank you so much for letting us come up tonight.
We
And
love the vets here too.
That's what we all, I'd say from the first 4 years of that school, 75% of the students from 84, 85, 86, and 87 joined some branch of the military. Right. So it was a great experience. And again, I can't say anything but thank you so much for letting us enjoy your place tonight.
Well, we're going to enjoy it all year long. We're going to do baseball too.
So yep. Well, when I come back,
223, we're going to be here all year long.
Yep. We're going to get it, man. And I appreciate it. This is going to end up becoming a hub. And Nick, thank you so much.
Okay, guys, I got to make some pizzas.
Yeah, you make some pizzas and come on out, man. This guy is going to treat you. He's got great beer specials. I mean, I think he's got $10 buckets or something like that. Is that what I saw earlier? $10 buckets? Yeah, so come on out. Let's have some buckets, and thank you. Wendy sent me a DM. Let me get to it. Wendy, I've been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest here with all this stuff. So give me a moment and let me check it out. With the Blues facing Toronto tonight, it's not about Toronto, and normally it's about the other team. And who you're facing tonight, it's not. Tonight, the question mark is who we see, right? And that's going to be what we see. That's going to be the biggest thing that for me, period. What are we going to see on the ice tonight? And that's what it comes down to. Let me see something here. Ashley might join me later. We have Lance said he might try and join us. We'll see if he does. And I think I'm going to get another buddy on here in a second. Let me do this. And I'll get to your comments as best as I can. We'll be watching the game here in Cussamono's. I might have to adjust my light here a little bit. And now I've got the coaster guy, Stephanie Broski. She's been a fan of this show for a very long time. Welcome to the show, Stephanie. We got our fan cam here. Let me throw the fan cam up and you guys check it out real quick. This is our fan cam. Oops, there we go. I'm going to figure these buttons out. There we go. This is our fan cam. Check out our fan cam here. There we go. I got it. I'll take it off. I got our fan cam here. You guys come and enjoy. See, this is great. I love it, man. Wave high. I have another mic set up here. So during intermissions or post games, if you want to ask questions, you can come up and ask questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So that mic's working. It's an on-off mic, so you got to turn the switch on here when you come up and grab it. We got our fan cam. We'll turn that on and off. And I just sent Wendy a link. I got Bill Bacon, who's here, saying, how's it going? Thank you. Jason Nichols saying, thank you, Nick. Who's Chris Shockey asking who steps up? To me, it's not who steps up, it's how they step up. It's how the team plays tonight. That's what I'm going to be looking at. I don't care. And I've said this before. There's good wins, there's good losses, there's bad wins, and there's bad losses. I don't care how they win or lose tonight. I want to see how they play as a team with the situation that they have tonight. Oh, no, I disagree with you. I disagree with you. And the win we had against Chicago, that was a bad win. That was a win that you stole because you shouldn't have won that game. I was there. I watched it. That is the definition of what I call a bad win. So I know I'm opinionated, but that's what you got to be doing this, right? So I'll argue with you on that one. There are bad wins. There are games where you win, where you just play like crap. Let me bring in my buddy, my pal, Windy City Hockey. Yes, he is a Hawks fan.
Nope. Guy just left.
Let's right there. I put the right one up. Hey, Wendy, how you doing, Nick?
Doing all right.
Put myself in the right position. Can you hear me, Nick?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Actually, maybe now I can. I think I'm wearing a different headset. There we go. Yeah, we can hear you, bud.
Okay.
What do you think is going to happen tonight with what is going on with the Blues right now, losing Tarasenko and O'Reilly for up to 6 weeks?
I did not realize it was that length of time. That's going to probably, I honestly would say, if they have any playoffs hopes, it's probably going to cost them.
Yeah, I was thinking, before I was thinking I don't really want to do a trade. Now, depending on what happens, you're going to have to do a trade, right? We're working on the sound, E. I'm doing the best I can here. Yeah, that's good. Somebody told me the other night that's going to be on my tombstone. I'm doing the best I can. No, this is a great place out here. I'm enjoying it. This is Nick is just great. And I'll move the camera over since I'm by myself. We'll figure things out. Nick, I know you follow the Blues a little bit, and I know because just the what do you call it?
To just keep an eye on the divisions.
Yeah, the division rivalry in that. Right now, you look at this division, and there are two teams that are out of the playoffs that no one would have thought would be out of the playoffs. You have both Colorado and St. Louis out of the playoffs. Do you think one of those two teams is going to do something drastic?
I think Colorado still makes the playoffs. They are starting to get all their players back healthy. McKinnon's now back in the lineup. St. Louis now losing Tarasenko and O'Reilly, two pieces who could be moved at the deadline if they decide to go in a direction to change stuff up. I could see St. Louis just fall out of it to the point where they're tanking for Bedard like Chicago is.
I don't think St. Louis tanking for Bedard. I don't think St. Louis. Someone had told me the Blues were only 6 points out of last place, and I was like, nah, that doesn't sound right. Chicago's got 20 points. The Blues have 37, right? I cannot see the Blues losing that much and the Blackhawks winning that much to swap to get to that point. So I don't see us sucking hard for Bedard. And you know, if we got into the point, AC Generators here. Hey, AC, how are you? Welcome to Cussamono's. Great little place. Nick will take care of you at the bar. Man, this is great, man. People showing up for me tonight. I appreciate it so much. But what I was getting back to, I'm trying to cover everything, man. As soon as I'm sorry. Give me a second, Nick. Hard doing this all by yourself, man, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I just think that St. Louis has the talent to not beat. There's too much talent to lose that much. Right.
Yeah, but the factor is when you're losing two of your better players, I get it. Tarasenko and O'Reilly haven't had like their normal top seasons they've had in past. Tarasenko was playing well this year. O'Reilly at this year, I felt like was not up to his normal self. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to them. I really think at this point, if they're out 6 weeks, the playoffs are going to be near impossible to make.
Well, they're saying Tarasenko 4 weeks, and with the wrist, I can see that. You know, I 4 weeks tells me it's not a bad break.
Yeah,
and it might not even be a break.
Could be, but if it's a sprain, it could be worse.
Yeah, that's windy. Nick, hey Nick, if you get a chance, can you put either the game on, the Bally Sports on, or put me on, one of the two? So yesterday we had that on. Yeah, I've got the crowd mic, man. Let me put that on here. I'm going to bring on our buddy AC Generator here. You want to move a little bit. There you go. You're perfect right there. So go ahead, bud.
Yeah, so I agree with O'Reilly's injury and Tarasenko's injury. We're probably not going to make the playoffs. And if we're not within 3 points of the playoffs on Valentine's Day, Doug is going to sell.
You know what? I think you're close, right? First of all, I think that, and I talked about this last night, and I talked about it pretty heavy. You got to go back. See, we have we have something to fall back on that we didn't have to fall back on before, and that was we've had this situation happen in the past.
Yeah, with Stastny.
No, last year in December when Bennington got COVID, I think Tarasenko got hurt, O'Reilly was hurt. We had a lot of Husso got hurt, right? We had a lot of injuries in December, and Armstrong changed the lineups and let the kids play. Let them play their game.
Close to a playoff spot then. We're not close to a playoff
really?
spot now.
Do you know how far we are out of a playoff spot?
I thought we were 5 out right now.
Yeah, 5 out. That's 2.5 games.
Yeah.
That's 2.5 wins.
Yeah.
And you've only got to jump one team. To me, that's being close enough.
Games in hand.
We have to jump more than one team.
No, you do. You only got to jump one team.
Games in hand for you guys.
Say again?
Games in hand for you guys. And the wild card, yeah, you have one game in hand on Edmonton, but Seattle has 3 games in hand on St. Louis.
Yeah, but those are the two in. But right now
we're 5th, and Colorado is ahead of us.
Yeah, by 2 points, I think, or 3 points.
Colorado has 41 points.
Colorado has 41 points. So they're 3 points ahead of us. So we're only 5 points out of getting in.
Seattle and Edmonton are ahead of us too.
Yeah, but to me, the only one that matters is Edmonton. They're in that spot, so you've got to leapfrog Colorado. You got to get into Edmonton's spot. I think if he's going to let the kids run tonight, then we're going to win. I need you just a little bit more.
I was getting echo.
Say again? Oh, the echo. Yeah, I can adjust that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
I just want to keep you in the camera range. That's what I was looking at.
Let's walk through the hypothetical if we're not in a playoff spot or not close. Valentine's Day trade deadline is March 3rd. Nobody's going to trade for an injured Tarasenko, especially if it's wrist.
I disagree with that.
So Well, he's got a no trade, so that's
Yeah.
going to make it harder.
Harder.
People are going to not going to take a chance on that. O'Reilly's got a broken foot. That's very predictable, recoverable. He takes good care of himself. But thinking of who we could trade to, so as basic criteria, let's assume it's got to be somebody in a playoff spot, right? Nobody's going to go for a rental if they're not in a playoff spot, and it probably somebody within their cup window. So probably made a playoff spot last year. Has at least $1 million of workable cap space, because otherwise there's no way in hell they're going to make it work. That would pretty much leave us down to 4 teams: the Rangers, Minnesota, Calgary, and LA.
And you're talking about for Tarasenko, right?
For O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
So
actually, I think there's one more player for O'Reilly you're missing.
I know everybody thinks Detroit because of
Nope,
Braun.
not Detroit.
Who's that?
I think that the team that would go after O'Reilly, if they're still in this same position now that they're in now, is the Avalanche.
They don't have the money.
Dollar for dollar. You can give up. They'll give up the low end to make the 7.5 that he's making. Dollar for dollar.
You guys could.
You got to
have
remember,
the
dollar
same
for
one.
dollar. They'll give up lower end. Their bottom 6 guys they brought in that are making 2.5 or 3.
So
They'll give up 2 or 3 of those guys plus a prospect because I think that this surprised them, even though it didn't surprise me, and they still want to compete for the cup, though I don't think they're a cup team.
Yeah, so I don't think Calgary is a cup team anymore. Their window is closing, and they don't have a lot in the way of prospects or picks. So I
agree there.
LA, I think they're competitive. I think they're not quite into their cup window yet.
LA is not going to go for O'Reilly. LA will go for Tarasenko. And there's a point with Tarasenko that I think a lot of people miss, right? About where he'll be willing to go. And I think he'll be willing to go to LA. And the reason is his wife. Yana is a model. She's doing good enough here, but imagine her being in LA or in New York at the center of modeling.
That would be a free agent sign. I don't think they're going to give up prospects for a guy that's UFA if their cup window's not this year.
LA's been known to do that in the past. LA's been known to reach out, and I think
when they were in their cup window.
Yeah, but they think they're in their window right now.
I don't think
they think they're close enough. They think they're close enough
to rent this year with Vegas ahead of them in the division.
Because Tarasenko goes to wherever Tarasenko goes is not a rent. Because remember, he doesn't have a no trade clause. He has a no trade clause.
Yeah, I can't see LA giving up something to rent him for 2 months when they can sign him as a free agent in the summer. I don't think that they're deep enough going in the playoffs.
This is with Tarasenko, it's going to be a trade and sign. It's going to be a trade and sign. I almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
If you don't see that at the deadline, though.
You can have it.
You don't see it a lot. But it will happen.
I think Doug moves O'Reilly, and I think it's either the Minnesota or the Rangers. The Rangers have Dallas's pick, which is a conditional pick that's protected for the top 10. Dallas is not going to be a top 10.
No.
Pick. So they have
I don't want that pick.
They have 2 first-round draft picks. They also have most of their core coming back next year, either as they're on term or they're RFAs. So
I don't want that. But see, there's the thing. You're talking about 2 first-round picks that I don't want. I don't want either one of them. Because you know what? You're picking in your same spot. You're picking in your same spot. You pick normally in the mid-20s. Now you're picking in either mid-20s or 30s.
But if we're not
mid to late 20s,
and O'Reilly, if he doesn't come back or we can't afford him, we're letting him go for nothing. It's worth it if we're in the playoffs and have a shot. If we're not in the playoffs, then you got to let him go. Also, New York would have a hell of a lineup. They have a couple of folks that are both center/wings or whatnot. Trocheck and Cheadle for those.
I'm trying. I just figured out why we had the echo. Now I got the echo gone.
So I could see them getting O'Reilly even as a rental in there because Cheadle's going to get paid next year, so they probably won't be able to afford to keep him either. With that extra draft pick, I think that they could afford to go in when you have guys like Trocheck, you have Panarin, you have Zibanejad. You have a great goaltender. They're in a playoff spot now. I could see that happening. Minnesota, while you kind of hesitate in trading in division, I think that they have a lack of center outside of Eric's neck. And if you imagine Kaprizov and O'Reilly on a line, that could do some serious damage in the playoffs.
So here we go.
I came with homework.
Yeah, no, I expected that out of you. So Darkness says Tarasenko will 100% willing to go to New York. Reason: 1, his wife, and 2, really good friends with Panarin. His new agent is his new agent fucked him over in my eyes. Say again.
The
Wendy?
issue with the Rangers, if they are in on anyone, it sounds like they're more likely to be in on Patrick Kane.
Yeah, but do you think Kane stays with the Rangers? I think Kane would just be a rental.
The thing is, if Kane wants to stay with a team, if he does decide to leave, which hasn't been stated, he will confirm to leave Chicago yet. I think a team like the Rangers, who has Panarin, is best friends with Patrick Kane. It could be where the Rangers hop in and try and bring in Kane if Kane's willing to move there. He has the full no move clause as well.
Yeah. So, hey, Kevin, this is not the military jersey. This is an older one. I went to the arena today to try and get the warm-up jersey. They don't have it. Did you turn me off? Yep. Thanks, bud. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, AC Generator. We greatly appreciate you. For me, I just feel that everything that we're talking right now is premature.
Yeah.
And I say that because we don't know what we're going to see tonight. And tonight is important. And it's not what happens on the scoreboard. It's what happens on the ice. It's how they play together, how consistent they are, how actually, Kevin, I looked, this jersey is kind of the warm-up jersey. They didn't put it out as any type of saleable jersey. So I might have to really work through my contacts in the Blues, and I don't have a lot, but work with some of them to try and get me one. But I want one really bad. And like the Tarasenko game one, the one he wore that day, just went off. And Ashley saying, can they play together? Who can play together, Ash? And I'm getting something here. Okay, I'll look at that later, Wendy. Oh my goodness, I'm waiting for Bill Bacon to throw another David Acey to throw another coaster at me, but he's out there having a smoke. I gotta first, I want to talk about this place, man. I know we're talking about the game, but this is a nice little place. I know it's the definition of a dive bar, but that to me is what makes it nice. Right. And I got to hand it to Nick. Nick has just done a great job at making sure that we're comfortable here, that we're enjoying ourselves. And come on out, come down here. I've got friends from school. I've got friends from the show. Just check it out. I got military friends coming up. So check us out tonight. Enjoy the show. Oh, my goodness. There's Patty Parks. Patty, I didn't do this to you last time I'm doing it. Patty, get up here. No, she won't do it. But I've known Patty for decades, so she's just somebody I really, really appreciate. Yeah, there it is. I've been waiting for that to come flying at me. I'm going to get hit with one in a second. Can the Blues play together? See, that's the thing. It's not can they play together. It's will Berube let them play the way they need to play. That is the thing tonight that I think you need to look out for more than anything else. The thing you need to watch tonight is whether or not Berube takes off the handcuffs, takes off the chains, and says, play your game. If he does that tonight, if he lets speed be speed, if he lets guys make mistakes and doesn't chastise them for it, it's going to be a hell of a game. But if he tries to make them play defensive, we're going to get destroyed. You cannot play a defensive game against Toronto. Am I right, Wendy?
This year, I've noticed you can play more defensive against them because the Leafs aren't as high run and gun hockey as they've been known to in the last couple of years. They've played a
True.
little bit more of a structured style of hockey this season, but you do need to have scoring going.
Well, you're right. But to me, they're a team that's going to make you pay for your mistakes.
That is true.
All right, and that's what you got to watch out for. When you make a mistake and you pay for it, Berube's got to understand that happens. All right, and before I go any further, let me say a big thank you to Jose Figueres, Jose Dynamite, the comedian out in Hawaii, Marilyn Lister. Thank you for lunch today. Justin Mullen, E. Guido, my high school buddy Dre Montez, Bill Bacon. Let's see, Jason Nichols. I got one more on here, making sure I get it. John Hefner, I think I said his name. John Hefner, thank you all so much for Jason Nichols. Bill Bacon for putting out those likes on Facebook. We greatly appreciate it. And then as soon as I say something, it starts popping up even more of them. Ashley Dones and Joan Kennedy Jamerson. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Guido says that Berube's an idiot. I almost have to agree with you there, bud. Michael K says, I wish I could have made it, guy. Had to work a court. You know, that's fine. This is the test. And as long as Nick enjoys what we're doing here, we'll be back when I come home. We'll be back much more. And these live shows, I got to ask, I'm going to ask the people out here. I know a lot of you have watched my show regularly, and now you've been at the lives. The live is different than a regular show, correct? Right? You know, there's more energy. There's a little bit more je ne sais quoi, I think, in the lives, because I feel it. I feel your energy, and I'm able to go on it. And I'm not in a 10 by 10 brick room. Yeah, you know, there's better interaction because, I mean, it's great that I do the comments, but you can't banter with me through a comment. Here you can, and it's great, and we love it. Ashley would have come, but Randy isn't home. No problem, Ash. Just come on the show if you can, Ash. Come on one of the intermissions. I was hoping to get my buddy Lance here, but he couldn't. Darkness says, I don't really care about the rest of the season. I just want to see how the team responds and let the young guys develop. I'm with that. I actually, that's what I think. And that's why I think that having Tarasenko and O'Reilly out is helpful for this team. I really do. I think it's a good thing for this team. What do you think, Wendy?
It could be a good thing because that's basically starting to see what happens next year if Tarasenko and O'Reilly both leave.
Okay. Hey, Nick, can you put the game on? Take me off and put the game on so I know when the puck drop starts? He's out making pizza for everybody. He's a great guy, and right now it's just him, but there's like 10, 11 people here, and I appreciate it. Get out here, man. We miss you. Come on out. We'll be here. I'm growing? Yeah. What did I have yesterday? I had 4, you know? So I'm growing. 3. Right? But you know what? I got to tell you something. Let me just say this. Let me kind of get personal and squeamish here for a second. Right? I've lived in Hawaii 19 years. I have not lived in the city of St. Louis since I left in 1987. But it's like I never left. The day I got here, I have had Patty has sent me messages. Guy, are you okay? What's going on? You know, I've had Stephanie out there who's been a fan of the show. She's keeping me going. AC Generator talks to me all the time. You know, each and every one of you reaches out and tells me how important I am. And there's an old saying that you can take the sailor out of the Navy, but you can't take the Navy out of the sailor. I think you can say you can take the boy out of St. Louis, but you'll never take the St. Louis out of the boy. And I am a St. Louis boy, right? And see, the Cleveland guys, they know. They love me here. I love it, man. Thank you so much. Wendy, we got the game coming on here shortly. I will be back for the intermission. Hopefully, we'll say again. Here he comes. Oh, you got your Blues jersey. Okay. When you get a chance, Nick, can you switch us over to the games? Okay, so Nick will do that. I got like 4 Nicks now. Say again? Well, I don't look better, period, in person or on camera. We know that. Wendy, you going to be able to come on during the intermissions?
Probably not, because the Blackhawks are about to get going in about an hour.
Yeah, nobody cares about the Blackhawks.
I still watch every one of them.
It's January. Come on, time they got going.
Yeah, well, so hope, hey, man, if you can pop up later, pop up, man. We'll greatly appreciate you. Jason Nichols says, told you to come home. Justin Mullins is saying, Blues have not of winning the cup this year, so I think it's a good thing. You know what? All you got to do is get in the playoffs and you have a shot at winning the cup, because you never know, right? You never know. Can the people in the live hear the other guests in the show? You guys can hear Wendy, right? You're not hearing Wendy? I thought I had that fixed. Hey, Wendy, can you do a quick test? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, here we go. Testing. Is it working? It's working?
It's working. I can hear you. Right? I heard you. I heard you talking. It might be on the I don't know if it's on the TV or on the speakers, but I heard you.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, Nick's here. Nick's on the video, so that's Windy City there. Okay, guys, so I know puck drop is just a few moments away. We will be back at the first intermission. And one thing that I might try and do during commercial breaks, I might try and pop on. I can't do it in Hawaii because I have like a 2 to 3 minute delay in what I'm seeing, because I usually get the text alerts that the goal has happened before I ever see the goal. So we will do the best we can. You know what's going to be on my grave tombstone, apparently. And we'll see you all at the first intermission. So this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for my buddy Nick, Windy City Hockey, saying aloha, mahalo. Be down here at Cussamono's. I'll be here till about a half hour to 45-minute post game. Get your butts out here and join us. Chris said, see you after the first. Thank you, Chris. Kevin T saying, let's go Blues. And this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo, and I'll see you all at the first intermission.